Hey everybody, Mrs. Maloon here with my co-host, Sunny Bunny, Sunny D Biscuits Esquire. And we're here to bring you vocab with cats. You ready? All right, bye buddy. Ow. Okay, I gotta get better co-hosts. Okay, this week, Unit 13, you guys should have just taken your Unit 12 spelling and vocab test last week. So this week is Unit 13 and is all about Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. So all you folks out there with iPhones, he's your man. So since we have 5 days this week, the first time we did this, we only had 4 days. So since we have 5 days this week, we're going to go through 4 words every day. That way you guys don't have overload and we can do our thing. Please remember, if you want to answer the questions and use those to practice with your words, you can always follow the link on Google Classroom. It'll be posted along with this video and with the PowerPoint overall, the presentation. That link will be there. I'm also going to put that link here in the presentation itself. That way, if you want to get to that and you're already into the presentation, you can just click on that link and you can find it. Okay, here we go. First word is adapt. Say it with me, adapt. Okay, this one's pretty easy. You guys have probably heard this one before. Adapt means to adjust or to change. It's a verb. See how we have the word to there? Okay, that tells us it's a verb. Okay, Steve Jobs had an ability to adapt his business strategies to be most profitable. Okay, so he was able to change what he was doing in his business in order to make his business the most profitable that it could be. Okay. So here's some examples. Okay, we have a white hare here. Okay, I believe a snowshoe hare. Notice how its feet are a little whiter, okay, and its fur is white. That way it blends in and it can move on top of the snow. We also have a fennec fox here. And if you've never heard of these guys, one did make an appearance in that movie Zootopia. He was the itty bitty little fox with the great big deep voice. That was a fennec fox. And the reason I put him on here is because they have adapted to their hot desert environment. If you notice, they have really large ears. And what this does is this actually allows their body to circulate heat much more easily. And so it actually keeps them cooler, right? If you want the fine details on that, you'll have to talk to Mr. Brown. So here's your question. How have you had to adapt recently? How have you had to change, whether yourself, your habits, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm on a camera talking to you through the internet because I don't get to see you every day. How have you adapted lately? Okay, I think we can all find a good answer for that one. Okay. Number 2, attest. Say it with me, attest. Very good. It's another verb. Okay, it's an action word. Notice we have the to here. To bear witness. And if you're like, Mrs. Malone, I don't really understand what that means. It means that you are witnessing something, you're attesting to something, you are testifying that something is true. Many consumers can attest to the versatility and style of Apple products. And what that means is lots of people who buy things, us, we are consumers, anybody who buys things is a consumer, that we can bear witness, we can say that, hey, the idea that Apple products are versatile and stylish is true because we've experienced it, right? So when we say to bear witness, we mean that we are present, we have experienced something, okay? A lot of times, and you'll see the pictures here, we are attesting in court, right? We put our hand on the Bible and we say, I swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. And after that, we attest to what we saw or were involved in or whatever, okay? Because we are bearing witness, we bore witness to that event. So we can say, hey, I was there, this is what happened. I also have a certificate of authenticity because attesting is a way of authenticating an idea or a thing, an event. It's a way of showing that it is authentic, it is true. So what are some situations in which it may be very important to have someone attest to something? So, if you're kind of thinking about, legal issues, it might be important for somebody to attest that they saw an accident you had in your car with somebody else, maybe a fender bender. And it might be really important for them to show up and say, hey, it wasn't your fault, it was this other person's fault. That way, when you're in court, they can't charge you a bunch of money and take you to court for injuring their car, right? If somebody was there who witnessed it, they can attest to the fact that you were not at fault in that accident. Okay. All right, this one's kind of weird. I'm going to move my little face here. Whee! Come on, move my face. It's not as fun when it's not actually moving my face. Oh, I went too fast. Whoa! There we go. All right. Dovetail. Okay, it means to fit together exactly. This is a noun and a verb. As a verb, it's the action of fitting together perfectly. Okay, so Steve Jobs' technological intellect dovetails his business sense very well, making him an extremely successful person. He would not have been as successful if he did not have both that technological mindset and the business mindset. Those things fit together perfectly, which is what made him really famous to begin with. Okay, made him very successful, made him all sorts of money. As a noun, okay, this is less used in your world, a little more used in mine since I own a home. But as a noun, it is a carpentry figure resembling a dove's tail. Okay, so if we think of a dove's tail, okay, they're very pretty, and they're kind of splayed out, kind of like that, right? The idea is that they're two pieces of wood that are jointed so that they fit together exactly. So they kind of do, these two definitions do go together, right? But if something is a dovetail, it's the idea that there are two pieces of wood that fit together perfectly on an angle, but the idea is that fitting together looks like a dove's tail. Okay, and you'll see here in a minute what I mean. The designers at Apple may have used a dovetail as the basis for some of their beautiful tech designs. Okay, so take a look here. In carpentry, this is what we mean, right? This is a through dovetails. Okay, so they actually go all the way through the two pieces of wood. Half blind, sliding. I'm not a carpenter. I don't know all these things, but I have seen these before. And if you look at any really well-made table, you'll see them too. Okay. And then here we just have puzzle pieces that fit together perfectly because they all fit exactly together. So they are dovetailed.